I have got a new clone fragrance for you that I don't even think I've seen a video on yet, but I'm telling you, this stuff is so impressive. I am blown away by this fragrance. I don't do very many single fragrance videos, honestly, because you guys don't watch them. But occasionally I will do one whenever I think something is just exceptional. And that's what I've got in this video today. I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, have you tried the original or originals that I think this one is really inspired by? And give the video a like if you like it. We're going to get into this. What I think is a very impressive fragrance from Fragrance World. I'm talking about this one right here. This is Fragrance World's Genuine Man Only Bois. You know, if I said all that right. Genuine Man Only Eau Bois. So this is an alternative to, it's supposed to be Givenchy Gentleman Boisee. But to me, there is a significant difference between this fragrance right here, Genuine Man Only Eau Bois, and the Givenchy. The Givenchy actually did make quite a splash when it came out. People considered it to be creative and unique and a really good take on the Givenchy Gentleman line. I love the Gentleman line. I've got the EDP, I've got the EDT. I had the EDT Intense, but the performance was horrible on me, so I ended up getting rid of it. I really love Reserve Privé, and I have what I consider to be a very good clone of Reserve Privé. But whenever I smelled Boisee in the stores, it was interesting and I liked it, but I didn't think I would wear it that much, so I never bought it. However, this one, I think, has taken Gentleman Boisee and done something interesting with it. To my nose, what they've done is they've taken some of the distinctives from Gentleman EDT, which I think is one of the most gorgeous, fresh iris, vanilla, very interesting fragrances that you can buy. I love the vanilla and iris combination in Gentleman EDT. It's incredible. It's a fragrance that I consider to be perfect for the spring, but I do think you can wear it pretty much all year round. And there's a sweetness in that fragrance that I think is just, it's beautiful. I mean, it's captivating, it's addictive. And in Boisee, one of the things that they did is they rolled back the sweetness in the line, even as compared to the EDP, which has got a good bit of sweetness, although the standout is kind of the dark quality of that one, and of course the iris. And so what they did in this one is they did capture the iris like you have in the EDP or like in Boisee, or even in the EDT. The iris is very similar, but in this fragrance from Fragrance World, they rolled back the woodiness a little bit, which honestly, the woodiness is why I liked the Boisee and why I didn't buy it. I thought that's very interesting. I really like what they did, but it's just a little too woody for me, is how I felt about it. So they rolled back the woods by maybe 30%, and then they increased that vanillic sweetness by probably 30%. And I think that's where the EDT really comes through. There's a good dose of Gentleman EDT, to my nose, in this fragrance right here that I absolutely love. I sprayed this 3 sprays on my hand yesterday. I tested like 5 fragrances yesterday. It was insane. I have got so many amazing clones and designers that I've got coming on the channel over the next couple weeks. Like, I have got way more than I could possibly do videos on right now. So stay tuned. I've got some bangers that are coming up, and this is definitely one of them. But the vanillic sweetness and iris from the EDT combined with the spice and the woods from Boisee, that's what you get in this one. There's this coriander, pepper spiciness right in the opening, and you've got the wood kind of in the background, but then you've also got that of course, iris and that vanilla which, and I believe it's vanilla pear in the EDT. I can't remember if Boisee had the pear in the opening, but to me that vanilla pear and that there is a little bit of a spiciness in the EDT. It always reminded me of like vanilla Smarties, something about it. If you ever had those little Smarties candies, it's like this sort of tart, fruity vanilla, mostly vanilla, but with like a little bit of a tart fruitiness. Well, that vanilla, fruity, sweet iris, which sometimes iris can come across as sort of a fruity, sweet note if it's mixed with the right sweet notes, mixing with the heft and the spice and the woods from Boisee, that's what you get. And so I sprayed it on my hand and I was really impressed by that vanillic iris and sweetness with spice. And then over the next 4 or 5 hours, it actually changed significantly. I was impressed as well because a lot of the time cologne fragrances can be much more linear than a nice designer or niche that's going to develop quite a bit over time. And so this one, I sprayed it on. I'm loving the opening. But one of the complaints about Boisee was you had this beautiful sweetness in the opening and then it's gone in 20 minutes and it's just woods. Well, in this one, that sweetness and that kind of vanilla iris hangs on as well as the spice, although they do start to fade and go into the background. And then the woodiness does start to come out more. After the first couple hours, you've got that sort of woody, spicy iris, but again, for the 17th time, still with that vanillic sweetness, although it's definitely diminished. So this, to me, is a better fragrance than Givenchy Gentleman Boisee. A lot of people really complained about performance with Boisee, and again, I never owned it. I just sprayed it on my hand a couple times in stores, or I would check it out on a test strip. And so I'm not doing side by side, and I'm really talking about this fragrance on its own merits compared to other gentleman fragrances that I do have. And I think this stuff is killer. This will be probably one of my most worn fragrances in the fall. I'll tell you, whenever I first got a hold of Fragrance World's clone of Guerlain Ideal L'Homme Ideal Extreme, which is sort of a woody take on that gorgeous almond sweet fragrance. I was so impressed with that one. It's been one of my most worn fragrances over the past year. It's in my top 10 favorites in my entire collection. And I could see this one joining those ranks as one of my favorite fragrances because that mixture of sweetness and spice as well as iris and woods, I mean, it's super impressive. And although it doesn't smell like the Ideal Extreme, you know, they're quite different, but there is a certain kind of similarity in a certain kind of way that the sweetness and spice and woods are hitting me in this fragrance, that it has captured my attention and it's kind of stirring that same affection that I have for Ideal Extreme. So anyway, just wanted to get on here and tell you about this one. It's inexpensive. I'm going to give you a link to Fragrance Buy where you can pick this up probably at the best price. And it is one that I would definitely recommend. This is a perfect fall fragrance. The woods, the spice, the sweetness, the iris, it's like the perfect fall fragrance. And I would love to hear from those of you who maybe do have this one and have the Givenchy, and let me know which one you prefer, because now memory is not perfect, but according to what I remember, and even going back and reviewing videos of people reviewing Boisee, I would not be surprised if many of you actually say, yeah, I prefer this $30-ish Fragrance World fragrance to that, you know, $100 Givenchy fragrance. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you in the chat. Remember to give a like to the video if you liked it and subscribe. I'm Justin. This is Sillage Scents.